whatever the system
whatever the system is, because that's what conservatives do. They conserve the system.
But the Tea Party, the modern day Tea Party,
The modern day
didn't.
Tea,
I'm sorry.
No.
But he
Mm.
was a city commissioner, you know.
No, I like
The
it.
modern day Tea
Smart.
Party is merely an aberration
Like
of conservative control. They were reacting to a liberalization
Right,
of social mores.
right.
And in doing so, they were trying to protect the status quo. They didn't want to see more rights for gays. They didn't want to see more rights for blacks. They didn't want to see more voting rights. They wanted to keep everything the way it is. You know, make America great again, like it used to be. You know, that kind of thing. And that's a conservative mindset. I mean, the conservatives were goddamn British in the American Revolution.
Right.
The conservatives were the slaveholders in the Civil War. The Democratic Party was the conservative party in the United States for 150 years. And it was the radical Republicans that embraced the idea of abolitionism, of tearing down this.
So what you're saying is we have to figure out how to get people to see Bernie as a radical Republican.
Well, basically, it's not so much we want them to see that. We have to understand what the dynamic is that makes people support an absolute megalomaniac like Trump,
Right.
as though this is some kind of a step forward for America.
Right.
What it is basically is nothing more than concentrating power in the hands of the very people that the radical Republicans have been fighting since Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
And there are still blacks that vote Republican because Lincoln was Republican.
Well, there's a lot of black
And it's-
conservatives in reality.
Yeah, because they're not really following politics, but their grandparents voted for, or couldn't have voted for, but were represented and freed by Lincoln, who was a Republican. And he was a third-party candidate.
And I see a lot that people vote with their family votes. Very few
Right.
people, like, it's hard to kind of imagine, like, he's the one liberal or the one Republican.
Yeah, I'm
I
from a
mean,
long way to
anyway,
Democrats.
all I'm saying is we need to, as individuals, understand, what's going on in people's heads.
Right.
You know,
So we know that they're afraid. They're
well, I think
afraid.
this idea of, Trump was the fake Bernie in '16.
Was a good
You get the real Bernie this time.
Right.
Yeah.
And that way you immediately have a pathway to what those people
Right.
supported.
According to the
You
polls,
know-
he would have won Michigan. He would have won a
Yeah.
lot of those states.
Yeah.
Hillary didn't go to those. A lot of people didn't like her. She didn't go with
Here-
the child.
The free trade agreements that Trump campaigned against were the same free trade agreements Bernie campaigned against. And Trump, to his credit, scrapped them.
Yeah.
He scrapped the
But he
TPP.
didn't come up with anything better.
No, but not having it was better than having it. So yes, he did actually. The new NAFTA 2.0 is better than the one that Clinton did. So what Trump has done actually in shutting down an awful lot of the trade that we had with China, has been a good thing for the country. But that's not the point. The point is that he was right, Trump was right on this stuff, because he was copying Bernie. Bernie was saying the same damn thing. But because it's Trump, all the Democrats are all up in arms. If it had been Bernie, it would have been, oh yeah, okay, that sounds makes sense.
Well, no, they probably would have been all up in arms.
Did
there,
all
too.
the trade thing harm like some
I
farmers?
think
We're
so.
giving them like $8 billion in bonds.
They
or
did.
something.
A lot of the trade agreements that he ended hurt the farmers.
I
And
understand
so
that.
he's subsidizing the farmers now.
But that's my point though.
It's good for some wine dealers. I think like part of it was like Canada would import like dairy and milk and wine.
Another example is Syria.
Ugh.
Here we are bombing people,
Right.
supporting the ISIS. We are supporting
Right.
ISIS over there, killing Syrians,
Right.
and Trump wants to pull out of Syria,
Right.
and all the Democrats, what the hell? You can't do that.
But he
Trump
went in and bombed them. What did he bomb? Like some airway somewhere?
Oh, we bombed the shit out of Syria.
Yeah.
Obama,
Yeah, but Obama started that. That's how I
Yeah.
relate to a lot of Republicans. I'll bring up, I didn't like Obama's foreign policy
Right.
either, and he made it easier to
Obama's
grow.
foreign policy sucked. It was
Yeah,
the same as
right.
Bush's.
Right,
You know, I mean, we don't have a foreign policy. What we have is empire.
right.
You know, we don't have an intelligent foreign policy.
But they-
Basically, because our foreign policy is driven by by international corporate interests.
Right.
So if, you know, and all of a sudden you've got Trump, who now is the darling of all of these guys. You know, I mean, these people were laughing Trump out of town when he was running against the Republican establishment. You know, because they thought he was going to actually do the stuff he said. And then when he didn't,
Right.
it's like, hey, this, you know, we can play ball with this guy. So now all of the people that wanted to lynch Trump are now, you know,
So,
pouring money
okay,
into him.
They know
so
they can buy him, yeah.
tell me what you think of impeachment.
I think it's a stupid
Yeah,
idea.
but it's really difficult. Like, I think they're just gonna prove that you can
I
get
mean,
away with
I'll tell you why I think it's stupid.
Tell me.
It's a pissing away in all of our opportunity to address issues.
Why can't we multitask?
It's really hard.
Because
It's Congress.
the narrative is, you know, here he is, here he is, you know, talking about grabbing pussies. Here he is doing something else embarrassing. Here he is.
What did you say,
And
grabbing?
nobody is talking
He's
about.
quoting our president.
Well,
You know what, huh?
I
just wanna hear that.
It's history.
I'm afraid that in the next
I've
2
been married to
years,
this for 50
he
years.
can do irreparable damage to this country. I'm afraid.
I think he's
Well,
more
those-
vulnerable if he's in office than if Pence were.
Well, that's the only reason that I'm a little hesitant.
I'm just
Because
waiting for
then
them
we
to get
Pence.
Donald Trump Jr. Like that.
Is if Pence were, if Trump were impeached, Pence is gonna get
Right.
reelected.
Yeah,
Maybe
Pence
he'll
is gonna get elected.
reelected.
yeah.
He would get elected
Oh
in
my
a
God.
heartbeat.
Re-elected?
He'll get elected because he hasn't been elected the first time. But he'll be a sitting incumbent
But
president
that's what he goes against.
who will get elected. Because now there's no longer the bad guy there,
Right.
you know? Right now, one of the strengths we have
That's true.
is that
But
this
no one
guy
knows
is an
that.
absurd
Like if he
person.
went up against Bernie, then I don't
He's an
know, but-
absurd
I don't
person.
know.
Yeah.
And
This is
that-
absurd.
That mobilizes
It's a good word for
our
it.
vote. If we get Bernie nominated, Democrats are gonna vote for Bernie, no matter what the hell the DNC says,
Right.
because they hate Trump.
Now they will. In 2016, they didn't.
Right, but now they will.
Right.
So if we get Bernie the nomination, he's gonna win.
Yeah,
But
but Bernie
if
came
we
so much stronger
impeach-
this year.
If we impeach, Bernie's probably not even gonna get the nomination. Because the whole narrative, political narrative in the country is going to be Trump, not Bernie, not policy, not issues.
And we can get him after he's president, and then he can go to prison.
I mean,
Yeah. He's
personally,
gotta get,
I
he's
think
gotta get
for
arrested.
all
The
of the-
fucking family's gotta
for
be-
all of the
pardon my French.
Corruption.
reasons you have to hate Trump, I think you should hate Pence worse.
Right.
I think he's much more
He's
dangerous.
smarter.
Why?
Because
I don't
he's
get
not
that.
crazy.
Because he's not crazy.
No, he's not crazy.
And he also
And he's
happens
just
to,
as
he
scary.
also happens to support all the same stuff that
Yeah.
Hillary did. He supports international trade. He supports war. He's, you know, he's pro-life.
Yeah.
He's all of this stuff. That guy's
Hillary
nuts.
at least would not have been pro-life.
Well,
Or I should say,
But people don't.
anti-choice.
But people already don't like her. I think there's such a.
No,
like,
I know, but
She's
she wouldn't
obnoxious.
get-
But she changed
It's
her
the
opinion
personality,
before her
not the
career.
policy.
Well, that's
She's
true,
just an
but whatever it
obnoxious
was,
person.
wouldn't
She
have-
was anti-gay marriage, she was anti a lot
Yeah,
of
she's
stuff,
a
and she
Gold Water
changed
girl.
it.
yeah, I mean, she was, you know.
I mean, she started out a Republican.
Whatever the
But
Pence
she
said.
wouldn't have been.
I think, you know, whatever she was doing, I think people don't like her because she's so obnoxious.
I don't think
That's
it's
true.
that.
It's
I
not
think
the-
it's just that she's so like prepared. Like I think people are just tired of the
Maybe the-
establishment.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
that's it. Maybe it's too obnoxious
Anyway.
because
Yeah,
it was.
she
I
wouldn't
think-
have been.
That's a
telling
good-
you,
you have a
established
very good
politicians
point.
that are-
But
Very
she
good
was
point.
smart. She worked hard.
Very
She's
good
smart.
point.
I'm not gonna take that
She
away
was
from her.
just
Right.
too
Not
much
very-
Republican stupid woman.
Well, she's just, a lot of these people are in it to be a politician, period. They don't really care about the outcome of what
Yeah.
they're doing. They're politicians.
And that's what people.
And that's
don't
what they
like.
wanna do. You know, and if and a lot of people are scared that Bernie Sanders is gonna become elected because what are they gonna lose? Their income. You know, all these
But
people are
they
paying them to
already
do
lost.
stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But the run-of-the-mill people already lost their income
Right.
from Trump.
No, but all these politicians
Yeah.
that are getting all these
Establishment.
underpay and,
People
you know,
who
they're
rely
getting
on
paid
them.
off by whatever, if Bernie's president, they're gonna lose it. They're
I
gonna lose
mean,
their
did
income.
you
A lot
make
of
more
people
money
afford
on your
that.
taxes this
Yeah.
year? I didn't.
But you
I
know,
didn't make it up.
the most incredible thing to me is that the stupidest people in the country believe their interests are the same as the interests of billionaires.
Yeah,
Right.
they think
I
they can
mean,
become a
you know,
billionaire.
I'm gonna vote for Trump because he's against taxes. And this is some guy, you know, who's making, you know, $4 an hour and, you know,
Right,
and that's,
right.
you know. And, I
I
mean, the
know.
profound stupidity of the American voter never, you know, it never
Oh, yeah.
fails to, you know.
But
I used to
the
tell
thing
people,
is,
they're just gonna raise my
here's the thing.
taxes,
You
and I'm
talked
like,
about
you think you're rich enough to get your taxes raised?
how are you gonna pay for this thing?
Yeah.
You talk about how you're gonna pay for all
Cutting
the
Medicare.
programs.
For Bernie?
For
No,
anything.
for Trump.
I mean, we pissed away, what, $3 trillion in Iraq and Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Um, you know, we have a military budget that is 10 times larger than the next
Well, baby.
largest military budget.
I think 7
Wait,
combined
wait,
or
I don't
something
think
like
it's
that.
It's insanity.
And all the
spend
people
$42
who
million
are
a
wounded,
minute.
who the government has to take care of now.
Yeah,
Because they didn't die.
yeah, right.
And we're already not really helping them, like the wait times, like it's not the best.
But, you know, there's, I don't know if you're familiar with modern monetary theory. But basically, modern monetary theory holds that if you can print money, there is no such thing as
Right.
being in debt.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just doesn't, it's stupid to even think that there's such a problem.
But these are the fiscal conservatives, you know? It just, I mean, you know, I have, like, I've kept, like, one couple who are Trumpers.